reproductive system. It is just a masterpiece of biological engineering, and our tour is starting right now. It all really boils down to this one massive question, right? This whole system is engineered with a single, incredibly profound purpose in mind. So how on earth does it all work? Well, let's break it down, and we're going to start with the basic blueprint. So, first up, a system for life. To really get a handle on this whole structure, you gotta start with the blueprint, and the plans divide the system's organs into two main categories. Okay, so here's the key distinction. We have the primary organs. You can think of these as the factories, the places that produce the most essential building blocks, like the eggs and the hormones. And then you've got the accessory organs. This is all the support infrastructure. You know, the pathways, the chambers, everything that makes the entire process actually possible. Section 2. The primary organs. Now, let's get to the very core of the system. These twin powerhouses that are responsible for creating the very seeds of new life. And here they are, the ovaries. As the primary reproductive organs, their job is twofold, and it is absolutely critical. They're in charge of producing both the eggs and the hormones that run the entire show. I mean, this really shows how the ovaries are both the manufacturers and the managers. They produce the eggs, or ova, which are needed for fertilization. But at the same time, they're secreting two key hormones: estrogen, to help those eggs mature, and progesterone, which is absolutely essential for maintaining a pregnancy. Okay, Section 3, the external anatomy. Our physical tour is going to begin from the outside in, starting with the structures that act as the main gateway to the entire system. So the external anatomy, which is known as the vulva, includes several key parts. You have the labia majora and minora, which are basically protective folds of skin. The clitoris is a highly sensitive tissue. Then there's the vestibule, which houses the crucial openings, and Bartholin's glands are there to provide lubrication. Every single part is designed perfectly for both protection and function. All right, Section 4, the journey within. Now we're going to head inside, past that gateway, to explore the internal structures, where all the magic of fertilization and development really happens. First up is the vagina. This fibromuscular tube is a critical connection to the outside world. It has two huge jobs: receiving sperm and ultimately serving as the birth canal. And at the end of that tube, we find the uterus. You've probably heard it called the womb. This hollow, pear-shaped organ is the destination. This is the chamber where a fertilized egg will hopefully implant, and where a fetus will grow and develop for about 9 months. And check this out. The structure of the uterine wall is just brilliant. It's not one solid thing. It's made of 3 distinct layers. The inner lining is the endometrium. This is where the embryo actually embeds itself. Then you have the myometrium. That's the powerful middle layer of muscle that contracts during labor. And finally, the perimetrium is the protective outer layer. Each one has a specific and totally vital job. Now, branching off from the uterus are the fallopian tubes. These tubes are the super important pathway for the egg, but even more critically, they are almost always the exact location where fertilization happens. So you might be wondering, how does the egg even get into the fallopian tube? Well, the system has this incredibly elegant solution. The ends of the tubes have these delicate, finger-like projections called fimbriae. When the ovary releases an egg, the fimbriae are right there to gently sweep it up and guide it into the tube to start its journey. Pretty amazing. So, Section 5, the system in action. We've seen all the parts, we've looked at the architecture. Now let's see how it all functions together as this perfectly coordinated system to create new life. This entire reproductive journey can really be broken down into 5 key steps. It all starts with ovulation, the release of that one mature egg. If the timing is just right, fertilization happens in the fallopian tube. That new zygote then travels for a few days to the uterus for implantation. And that kicks off gestation, the 9-month period of absolutely breathtaking development, all culminating in parturition, or childbirth. It's just a remarkable biological sequence, from a single cell all the way to a new life. And that really says it all, doesn't it? Every